gotta bring that down. Alright. The intro is done. I hope y'all have adjusted your speakers, or maybe you can now. Hello. Ooh, ooh. Hello. I'm panicking a bit. Thank you. Made by Dungeon Alchemist, as you can clearly see. And as again, you can clearly see, these cats are literally the death of my sanity. Story time, I guess, before we get going here, as everybody finds their seats. So I go out this morning just so I could take my rounds on the house, right? And I see there's a dead mouse. Fairly common occurrence, right? I have 3 cats. They catch mice. However, this little guy, the young one, hasn't learned the proper way to catch mice, and sadly left a half of the live mouse on my back stoop. So I had to help it along on its way back to nature a little bit, as it still had some breath in it, and then discard of said mouse for the young Harry here, and I scolded him twice. But after that, Harry also has this little passion of attacking my green screen. So anytime I try to put that thing up, the dude's attacking my hands, jumping up and down. He's like, "Oh, what?" He's like, "Oh, we're playing? It's time to play and attack." And I'm like, "No, Dada's trying to work." So yes, these cats, they torment me so. But I love them. He's currently sitting in where my mouse belongs. But let's get headlong. Let's cast away here. Um, but first, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are. I am the Caretographer, and welcome to my stream where I make maps and talk to you. It's a good time. Welcome. I'm excited. I hope you're all excited as well. Today we will be working on. I think we're just going to do our DAM submission. Damn. Where'd you find this one? La da 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 Harry is a baby, you can't sleep on my desk because that's where my mouse goes. He's just full napping. Oh, of course, and a slurpy slurpy to you and yours. Harry, if you want to lay there, I'm gonna have a mouse. That's the rules. Damn. Actually, I woke up. The voice is a little bit raspy. I should be careful on the character voices. So this is what I got so far. I don't know if I really love the exterior so much. I wanted to make like a hallway and such, but now I don't know what else I want to do with it. There you go. There you go. Come sit on my lap, baby. That's a good place to go. Maybe I could put like spiral stairs in here or something. No. Are you sleepy? Harry McHarrisons. You sleepy cat. You like that as scratchy fingers. Come here. Well, baby, I wasn't really mad at you. I just, you can't be doing that. You gotta respect the mouse. I guess we could try stairs up. I might have more luck with stairs up. Yeah, those fit right in, eh? And you get to walk underneath them if you so need to. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm like fairly lost. I thought I'd have a good idea by starting in the middle and working my way out, but now I don't know what I want the rest of the building to look like. But I mean, we can come look at this part. This looks great. Look at how cool my desk looks. With the mirror and the blood and in the me. Did you see the me back there? But like also like isn't it really cool? Like this is great. So like this is awesome. I don't know about the rest. I do want to change the desk, I think. I'm just going to put a stone face in front of it. So let me change that. Harry, you're so warm, my little baby. And that's the thing, like he's just getting to just about a year old now. So he is a baby, this little cat here. Who's the little toddler cat? He's learning. He doesn't know all the things yet. He doesn't know them all. So I'm really excited about this office layout because, as you see, there's a bunch of animated things on it. So it's just going to be a bit more active of a background, I think, which is fun, which is awesome. What really ties my entire office scene together is the clock. Even though I had one person be like, "Hey, that clock doesn't tell the right time," and I'm like, "Do you know how much work it would take any graphic designer or whatever to frickin' take that specific clock and rework it into a feasible actual time clock? Like, just making a clock do a thing, like that's easy. We could throw a clock on my stream, no problem. Now, if you wanted me to take the Dungeon Alchemist clock and turn that into a live clock, I'm like, yo, I love the idea, I love the concept, I love the enthusiasm, but as somebody who's done these things, it's not practical at all. Make this a bit bigger, eh? Oh yeah, that's what you wanted right there. Just so the horns are even. You can see most of the horns over here, most of the horns over there. There we go. Yeah, that looks much better. The meat space asset. Thanks, plastic. So I spent a lot of time doing on the last session was actually these little grates because oh dang it, I didn't see that. Please work. Yes, awesome, cool. And like my other idea was just to not have these as well. And then just like put like death flowers along the inside of this. I think that's a better idea because I don't like the shape that I have. Well, no. Harry, am I too noisy for you to nap? Okay, get out of here. I didn't want you here anyways. Beat it. Darn cat, So I can only put in this. So I'm gonna come and make these flat. So this is I had a feeling it wouldn't let me do this. Because it's already red. Which... Oh, delete that piece. Delete this piece too. Delete all this. There it is. Let's see what we think about that. There we are. Ooh, this might look better because it connects to those bones. Undo, undo. I was going to redo the whole entire outside so I don't run into that issue again. So, because the issue that I'm running into is... Yeah, that. Why is it doing that to me? This is... It's being weird. It's being buggy for me. It's not really buggy. I think this is intended coding, but... For the application of which... Like, I have these rooms built as no-wall rooms, so, like, they should be fine. No, undo. Hmm. Before we do that, let's see what happens when we delete it. There you go. So yeah, what I found is like you really can't mess with the rooms next to these things, next to the doors, where it touches, where the room touches the circle. You got to be really careful. So like I have these just like no walls, and then I was able to drop the walls in, but the thing is the walls kind of interfere, so I need to then just like I'll do a free asset, place it wherever I want, and just drift it over a little bit so it's not fully in there. But let's. There we are. It's just super buggy sometimes. See how like it's see how it's just weird sometimes. It wants me to come in there. Now it's fine. Now it's okay. You see, it's just like doesn't make any sense. I think they just instituted this new tool. They've been doing a lot of work on it, so I'm sure there's more that will come of it. So I'm not like too worried or concerned about it. I think it'll. I like the other one better. It's got the swirls in it. So this goes right up to the thing, which is awesome because it's also made of bone. So it should look good when I go and look at like what it looks like when it merges, because this wall, because it's a circular room next to a square room, is going to have a little interference. It's going to have a little overlap, which I think they'll probably work on or figure out. Because what's the point of having circular rooms that can't go next to other rooms? Like, oh, you literally just gave us circular buildings, not circular rooms, if that's the case, right? So I feel like they're going to definitely work on a lot of ways to make these tools have less collision issues and yada yada. But yeah, look at how good that looks. Super good. Um, New idea now that that is that. What happens if we do this? Oh yeah, it's gonna fill with blood, isn't it? Can I take the blood out of it? I cannot. So they're either pools of blood or they're blood gardens. I feel like pools of blood's the really easy way to do this. What do y'all think? Yeah, be gentle with the babies, yeah. Yeah, I think giving them some flowers and stuff. And I already have a lot of blood going on here, so. Take that back. So like yeah, this is where like the issue for me personally comes in with like the brushes and stuff. Is like a lot of times I use the brush to simulate things that I want as a designer. So like here, I would very much totally be fine with putting grass down on the bottom just to have a green base floor or coating to, or like any like the forest floor stuff. Um, but with Badlands, because I want to be working in Badlands, which I guess could be changed. I just have limited options. So I mean, I could do some type of like death garden. I think this looks really good actually. It's like black moss almost. You're not gonna see it too well when I put flowers and stuff over it because I'm gonna put like big, luscious flowers over the top. Moss. It's a fairly big gap I need to cover. This doesn't do too good job of doing it. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think the black skulls and stuff really just tie in with the rest of the map. This black and white ish going on. So I digs that. And next map I make, I swear to you, BB is not gonna have a pool of blood. But somebody told me to do a pool of blood, and we can immerse rooms now. So I was like, an office full of blood would be cool, Vecna. But this is now the last map. I had a pool of blood on the center, and then now this map I have the entire map is a pool of blood. So next map, I promise you to all of my viewers, will not have a blood feature on it at all. So there's that. Flat and jump, 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 jump. I also got to go about figuring out what else I want in the office, which is always the hardest thing to do. I think making a desk in like a small office scene, great, awesome, but then when you start filling up the rest of the room, you're like, well, what do they do? Well, you have to start asking all these questions. You're like, what would they have? Why would they have this? Like I think those should be used. Sad, you can't change the colors. So I don't know what is the process for in which you get change colors on your assets, because some assets are great for it and other assets won't ever let you do it. Maybe even just well, let's do one and then see how we want it to look. I always liked using these just because they're like an off color, they're big and leafy. Ooh. Oh, this gives light? That's cool. Oh, what? Needs to be used. Those aren't even plants, they're like decorations. I don't even know where to begin. Ah, it used to be so easy. Oh, it used to be so much easier to make these things. I'm inundated with choices. I also like the idea of maybe doing... But I'd have to do like 4 of them, and I just used these in the last one. Oh, what a beautiful tree art. We need Fate Plants tabs for sure. Let's see. I believe... Oh yeah, it's not a flower, it's a plant. Yeah, that color is hot. Anything I can do? No, it doesn't work. Does not work. Hmm. I'm just gonna put it down on the ground. Actually, let me go grab it again. So I don't have to put it on the ground, so it's just on the ground. Over the top, so it's centered. These kind of look like stars from above, do they not? Oh, what do you think of something like this? I think something like I like the idea of more like a well lit garden almost. Yeah, I tried getting a Fey branch to work, but it was just like too high and up in the air and stuff. I didn't like it. I think it looks better down low. I want to fill it with more fluff, like stuff like this, or I think that's starting to tie it in a bit. Yes, yes. Like if I want, I can go in there and just vary the sizes a bit. But as always, the map's supposed to be looked at top down, so yeah, you can't really see the blur too much. Perfect. Cool. Things on. Dungeon Discord is silly. Thanks, plastic. Just take your time, find the inspiration, my dude. Just gotta make sure that these are the same size. Okay. Na 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 na. Here up. Na na na. Na na na. Ba-da. This reminds me of the old Warcraft soundtrack. If y'all ever played the original Warcraft. Yeah, it's very, very that. Hey, ho. Yeah, so what have I been doing? I've been trying to do a lot of my like I do stretching and yoga pretty much every day for multiple hours to just try to keep up with my chronic pain and stuff. But I've been trying to do at least like my morning session of stretching outside in the light. And I guess I go swimming with the kiddo and stuff a lot. So like I'm definitely like outside. I'm not like anti outside. It's just like right now is actually like when I have the worst case of my allergies is right here in the beginning of summer as we start off. So I do try to hide from the bad dust. Um, but you still got to get out there. And honestly, it's like for mental health and stuff, it makes a huge difference. Just like so like what's a great example? So in DA Discord, I was like, yo, like I've been waiting like I wait like an hour or two before I have my first cup of coffee in the morning, which is just it helps you physically, chemically wake up better. As like I think it's called the adenosine is something that your body produces, and when you drink coffee, it kind of like uses up that adenosine improperly. So if you let your body wake up naturally and then drink your coffee, then your crash isn't as hard and the coffee feels and much better. But you know, in that, so like in that like that hour of time where I'm like, oh, I want my coffee. What do I do? Right. So I would just take a walk outside. Just go do some stretch and just like I call it just like perusing the yard. I just go and just like walk the perimeter of the property and just say like, oh, I've looked at everything. There's no mice to pick up and it's a beautiful day. Say hi to the neighbor if they're outside getting their mail. Stuff like that. And it's just been really good because it's like the sun hits my face. I get a flush of energy. And then I sit down, I drink my coffee, and I get all slurpy, and I'm happy. The biggest struggle with the coffee is like it tastes so good. It's so delicious. It's like it's like grown up hot chocolate. And because I'm a grown up now and I have stomach issues, I can't drink hot chocolate anymore because it makes me burp like crazy and gives me wicked heartburn. So I used to love hot chocolate, and that's been taken from me. So you can't take the coffee from me either. It's not leaving. There's no way you can get rid of the coffee too. I can make healthy life decisions. That's awesome, great. You can pry the coffee from my cold dead hands. Is where I draw the line, my friends. Must have got quiet on ya. No, it should be good. Can you hear it? I'm coming in at negative 55 decibels. And that's the issue. Like, decaffeinated beans just don't taste the same. Like, you gotta try really hard to find a decent decaf. Heard, thank you. That's negative 50. bounce into 45. That should be good. Or I'll just have to sing. Cool, that's what I want. Just barely. I used to not realize I used to freaking be blasting my background music, and I'm like, it's background music. I want to have it at a level that if you don't have any other music going on, you can hear it. But if you are watching me and you do listen to your own music, that it's not loud enough to interfere. And kind of trying to have the best of both worlds, to the best of my ability. Because I know some people like to just do their own tunes, throw me in the background. Then other people, might like the tunes. I personally love the tavern tunes, and they're more for me than anything else. Like I can't sit here in silence. That's just crazy. Do these guys last? And like this is what it's like. What I love about this program is that I'm gonna probably spend about an hour to an hour and a half theorizing how I want to design these little flower balconies, and it's just so much work for just a little bit of love, and this is where I really can't impress enough how much this program is more a tool for map makers than it is an automated AI program. The AI function, honestly, its only use is for a DM who doesn't have interest in making maps and just needs a product, right? And I think there's something to be said about that. You have a surprise session, your friends come over and you're like, hey, we want to play D&D. You can bust out a map in 5-10 minutes. And it can look great and it can do everything you need to play your game. But like a good map, something that looks good, does not get churned out of that AI machine. I've said this before on my stream many times. The AI machine is not going to give you a flower bed like this. It's not going to give you custom flowers and fill it up all the way to the brim with flowers like this, so it just has this really crazy appeal to it, right? This is something that I or BB have to sit here and I don't want to say painstakingly, because I honestly I feel like it's relaxing. It's just so nice. I'm just like click, 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 drop you in. It can get daunting at times when you want to do really big stuff, and I might take breaks and step away from stuff. But it's so relaxing just placing all these little pieces. It's very akin to when I was younger. I worked a couple summers doing masonry, which is a very hands-on job. But it's a tedious labor of love where every stone is touched and every stone needs to be placed accordingly and with intention, right? And just innately from that description, you have to take your time and you have to be patient and you have to learn to, wait for your reward. You're going to spend 2-3 hours working on 2-3 stones, right? Depending on what type of patio you're making, right? Or you do the other side and you say, hey, I'm laying bricks, and you're like, da 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 da. How many thousands of bricks can I touch, right? So I really do appreciate and think it's very akin to masonry in that sense of we touch so many assets and everything just needs to have its own intention, its own curation. But like look at how freaking cool matching gardening beds look around this, like it just makes it pop. It's crazy. It's so crazy. All right, let's finish these beds. I'll take a fiver, stand up, stretch my back. I just gotta do bed flowers and like this is the other thing I was saying, right? So it's hard to see from far back; it just blends. When you get a bit closer, you can really see the definition. But that blend is what I want. That color over that white black, in this case tan black, it's really good. It's really there's texture, there's depth to it. It just makes it so much more rich. And again, I was like, hey, this is gonna be really small and tiny and like no big deal. because I'm gonna cover it up, but it's these layers that really, make the colors pop, in my opinion. Give you texture, give you this detail that wasn't there before. If you ever look at a map and you're just like, it's just not hitting home. This is just so bland. It feels so like orchestrated, or it feels so, like made in a lab almost. It doesn't have that realness to it. Texture, 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 texture. Relive life in a resolution that is unlike any other, and is merely because we can see all these different types of color made possible by light. And it's actually, I'll just keep rambling because it's my stream. Anyways, so like, as somebody who's worked in graphic design and worked in resolution and with pixels and stuff, um, it's quite fascinating looking at nature. Because like graphically, these pixels get really blurred and simple, and when we zoom in, they get much more defined as we can see their features and stuff, right? But if we continue to zoom in, they again get really blurred and simple in the sense of they become these blocks. If you've ever done pixel art, like if you worked on Sprite before, quite literally everything we see in a camera, in a picture, in a photo, in a graphic art is just a collection of cubes, colored cubes. And if you ever seen like those artists that do like those huge domino paintings where when you step back all the colors kind of turn into this photorealistic picture, and how they do that is they take a photo and they resolve it down to its pixelated version, and then they simulate those pixels. You can do it with like Legos, jelly beans, whatever you want, anything that's a small pixel shaped color. With enough of those colors and enough of those pixels, you can make almost anything into a photo, into a picture, into um, a graphic art, right? And so in that sense, like I'll be out in nature and I'll just be like having this pixel type mindset in my mind, and like you look at things and you're just like, wow, like nature really is the same thing. It's the same thing. It's a kaleidoscope effect of life. Like molecules, atoms, quarks, and stuff make up all these blades of grass and dirt and all the things we see in the world, right? And if we could, strap a telescope to our eye or a microscope to our eye, we could zoom into these pixels, right? We could zoom into these things, and it's really cute or comical in a sense of how with graphic art and computers we mimic nature. We haven't made anything new. Nothing is new. This is all just a copy of what nature does for us already. And just bridging those two worlds and just the conversation at hand with those two things, it's super interesting to me as somebody who's a graphic designer and lives in a, an area full of nature. It's part of my life. All right, there's some garden beds. So I think I decided what I want to do. So I said balcony, and I think that's where we're gonna go. I really dig these stone banisters. So watch what we'll do. This is my favorite thing to do, is to build a map and then to build around it, right? To make the reality come to life. So let me double check I can do this. Yeah, I still have space. I'll come back and delete those, but I just want to do that for now. Let's see. Let's give myself 4. 4 over here and 4 over there. Go to 22. And I gotta say, I don't know if you're into the Grateful Dead at all, but the new color complexion of our flowers and the Fey plants is very Grateful Dead. I said this on the last map I made. 2, 3. before. But now that I'm literally putting bones, skulls, and stuff around the color complexion, it's very, 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 very Grateful Dead. Oh, you know what? If Caretographer wants to have... No, I'm good. Oh, yes! So yeah, we're going to make this literally a balcony. We're going to do two things. This is going to be the top of his castle, or whatever, right? So this office is going to be at the very tippity top like a pyramid, and I'm just going to kind of scale around it like a, again, like a pyramid, scale down. Maybe just this one section. And then the rest of it I'll have... Oh no, oh no! Oh no, undo! Undo all of it! Mistakes were made! Emergency! I was sloppy. Okay. Okay. Everything's the way it should be. Okay, let's redo this. Okay, okay. It's gonna be good. We got this. A smaller brush. Sponge it up. Nothing changed. Ooh, and I love the ice floor too. That should totally be a thing as well, yo. So yeah, so again, finishing what I was saying, I'm going to do like another floor around this, some stairs that lead up, and then I might just do like some entrances in the tops of the rest of the castle, just to show like how it fades off, almost like the cliff edge you see on my last map. How I said there was a cliff, and then I said there's a rocky bottom at the bottom of this cliff, and I just threw some rocks down there and like detailed it up. I'll do the same thing. I'll do like some crypts. I think this is my favorite thing to use for roofs so far. Especially like you're doing castle structure and stone structure. You can use these things, which just come with like this tiley look to it. They come with the shape. You know, so like maybe I could throw a few of these down here. You know, like this with the map faded with some clouds. Like it's the top of the rest of the castle, right? And this overlooks it. Possibly, I don't know. Not sold on it yet. We'll see. It's always a we'll see when we get there. No, no. No, 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 no. Keep deleting flowers. I don't want to. Just trying to get this as cliffy and straight and flat as I can, so there's nothing protruding out. There we go. Let me go fix my flower beds. Only a few got taken out. No big deal. Some over here too. Chuck full. Chuck full. Okay, we're good. Oh, this is be a good one too. The muddy water. To have like a sewage filled room or something. Acid takes up the whole. But also like so like for your diorama bit, BB, you see how like their feet kind of get lost in the acid a bit. You could have definitely have some fun with that. But oh god, that has a weird look to it now. You can like almost see down inside it almost, which I wonder if that looks good with the blood. That's not intentional. That just happened as such. Oh, you want to know what? I wonder if my abstracts are gone. Maybe that's why. But let me try something. I think I might be able to do something because of that. Yeah, no, it is. It's seeing down to here. That's crazy. Yeah, I'll have to put abstracts in. It's seeing underneath and through the terrain, which is a little wild, but yeah, this is what we've worked on so far. This is it. This is the Office of Blood. My creative partner was like, "Yo, what would Vecna's office look like?" And I was like, "Okay, bet." I'm gonna take a 5-10er. We'll see y'all soon. Alright. And I'm back. Let's get a good glass of water. I'm just looking for my glass. Yes. Checking levels. Checking levels. We're good. Cut water. Because you can't just drink coffee all day. You gotta take a break halfway through the day, and then on the second half of the day, you re-coffee. Or I like to drink tea on the second half of the day. I'm a huge fan of shortbread biscuits with a hot tea. Ooh. Throw a little cream in that cuppa. All right. So we need to do some bone. We're gonna try and get some buildings lots in. No walls. We'll add the walls. Just add the floors. Nothing. Gotta have a space. Can't go there either. I can go there. I might be able to add more to it later. So this isn't the final attempt. And I think we might just do the same thing we did before, which is just continue with this circular shape and continue with um, continue with the flower beds. Getting some weird shapes here. How do I get it to do the invert like I did before? Oh, I also need to drop this down, which is why I gotta make it all. There it is. I found it. Okay. Oh, you go away from it. That's how. Oh. Oh, nice. Do I want to go that far out? No, I don't. Did you see that? Here, I'll be able to do it more effectively on the next one. Do 1, 2, 3. Go towards it. You gotta have a square, make a square, and then go away. And I found that if you go straight away from your angle, then it'll make the round, and then if you go straight away and then go towards an edge, it'll make a flat. So 1, 2, 3, and then if you go away, see how it will go down towards it and then away. do 1, 2, 3, 4. We go away from it. There we go. So yeah, it's really just, learning the tools. These are all new tools for all of us creators who've been using the program. So I think a lot of, and like I definitely did the same thing. When you first get here, there's so much to see and to use and to look at and to play with that. Oh, I might have to remake this room because I don't know what my stairs are going to look like. I should have set the stairs first. Let's just do like an even increment, -2. But like you can ask a million and one questions, right? But a lot of times you'll really only get your answers when you play around and you experiment. And not only that, but like a lot of the answers can only really be found or explained through experimentation. So with that being said, like have fun with it, play around with it. I'll do something really dark. Or maybe I don't do something dark. Maybe I do something all flesh. Just flesh it out. And then I can like, I don't know, cover it and maybe it look, I don't know. I don't know yet. We don't know yet. We don't know. Do I want to put gardens down there? Do I want to put, it's a cool shape I got going on. There's some stuff I could do with something like this, so maybe that's the call. Again, I don't know. I'm just going to figure it out as I go. We're going to type bone. I don't like it if I can't sync it. So just grab these bigger ones. Oh, that's okay, because it's just flesh. Hold and shift, hold control so it goes on grid, shift so it duplicates. Let's see. The altar. Let's check our structural. Let's get our stairs. And we're hoping for the best here. I can resize the stairs, which is why I was like, I'll be fine. I was close. A full 2 is pretty close. I don't know if I want to use the Gothic because they're not very bone. I can make my own stairs. Drop it 0.2. Dang, how much farther I gotta go, son? I'm still not there? Oh my god. The longest stairs ever known to man. There it goes, finally. These fit much better. I could probably go and do this as well. So they have some more shape and pattern to them. Looks much better. Ah, it looks actually really good. That's the winner. That's staying. Only issue is banisters always tend to be an issue when you make your own stairs. Fill up our garden. And so you notice how most of the, if it's been placed in a room, the brush won't get rid of it. If it's a free asset that you've placed on the original plane, so what I mean by that is if you take the item and you click the asset window, you grab the item you want, and then you click the map with it. That's on the original plane. It's on like plane, we call it plane 1, plane A. You can then take an item and move it up and down and put it on a different plane. Those items will now be free from charge. And also, if you duplicate an item off plane and make a second item off plane, and like plane A, plane 1 is like you can only be on it once. Once you come off it, you're off it. So in order to get on it, and what I mean by plane 1 is, so you see how this comes up and down? You see how this goes on top of things sometimes, and then it'll flop down and go down here? And then, like on the desk, it'll flop on the desk. The shelf, it'll flop on the shelf. Makes it really easy to place things. That's plane 1. This is wherever I place this is going to be on plane 1, right? And if I place that and then I use a terrain brush, it should in most cases go away. Oh, in this case, it's not. So only some of the structural items do that, like my columns. You saw my columns disappear. So again, it's like learning the ins and outs of tools and stuff and wonky parts of the code. For me, I'm just always just like, you know what, like if I have to remake something, then I remake something, like no big deal. Oh, that's great. That's lovely. It gives me these little... I think we need to add more on the base of this. I'm gonna do like a circular little... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like a little overhang porch. And then we'll have fake stairs go down here and here. This kind of looks cool. I haven't done the shape yet, too. Oh my god. I think I accidentally started this map on ice or snow for some reason. I don't know how that happened. Okay, it still made my thing. It's still there. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. This is gonna only do this a couple more times because it's probably gonna happen again. do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. Go away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go away. Round them. Make it. Iceville! Na, 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 na. There we go. That's why. It's not wide enough. Dang it. That's also why. Yeah, it's because it's 4 wide, you silly caretographer. There we go. And one last time, let's clear this out. And we'll make it again. Off the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, undo. Away. Away. Towards it. Towards it. Slap it. And finally, let's get rid of the ice. Not necessary. Unless we wanted to do the whole thing in blood. And wouldn't that be a crazy map? Alrighty. That's just cool looking. Really love just ever since they've given me circular designs, I'm just like, how many different ways can I make the circular designs? I'm like, I've been tasking myself with like forcing the narrative almost. So that way I can just learn the tools because it's something new. It's something we've been wanting for so long. Because of what it gives you access to is so much more stuff. Because a lot of your structural design things that are worth a damn are caught up in your auto room generation, which isn't a bad thing by any means, but when you can't get to it and you're trying to just like rework everything with free assets, it's just a lot of extra work. So this just like it makes things a lot easier. It gives us a lot more continuity with our assets as far as like windows and doors and such. There it is. Little nub. I knew it was hiding somewhere. Beautiful shape, eh? Shapely. This one lost in the sauce. Must be. Hmm. Maybe do like a segmented railing like this, the bone. I don't know. Might be too much of the same asset, I think. Yeah, it's too much of the same asset. But these look good as is. Yeah, I think that works. See what we got for. This might work just because of where it's positioned. Marble's too white. Could work. Could work. Might be the best, honestly. I can try the skelly wall first. Let's just replace these. Yeah, I might do all this work and I might hate it. This is the life of, freehanding your stairs and stuff. It's the pattern of like the tiles, I'm just like you get these new patterns. Like now I'm doing this like stair just descending thing just because there's that design on the piece that I need to work with. I honestly could probably delete this last one. Middle, split the difference. What does that look like? Doesn't look horrible. That's for sure. So I think we're gonna run with it. And I just like touching the spine up on it. Guess maybe I could go about this more, you know. Right? I just like start throwing bones in the wall. Like there's quite literally just like bones in the mortar. They just threw them in. It's part of how this place exists. No, 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 no. Get that rib cage. Actually, let's try and get an arm in here. And one last rib cage for good measure, because it looks like it fits in there really good. Ah, you know, do it yourself bone stairs. There we are. Hey, what's going on, nerd? The base nerd. Thanks for the follow, yo. How are you today? I think I've settled. I have the walls that I want. And I guess let's try and do our best. Base floor. Next one. Next one. Try and grab all my pieces, so that way I know all the stairs are going to be the same. I know the measurements, and the measurements are great, but if you notice, you play around the measurements a little bit. There's a differential between 2.4 and 2.4 and a smidge. And it's definitely something that can be noticed. We'll just pull these off, and we'll just do these last, because they're going to be in my way. Did I not bring one? I guess because the skulls sit there, so I don't really need one. How are you doing today, nerdy? Nerdy based nerd. Let's see. Alright, so we got all those pulled out. Let's try and pull out the stairs as best I can. Some of them are going to get lost, I believe. Doing good so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing good so far. 5, 6. 7's missing. 8. And is 9 missing too? I'll just remake them. Okay, so grid it. Remove it. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. While I'm here, it's gonna be 1, 2. Off the curve. Yep. Okay, and to save my life, I'm not going to do full stairs on any of those. I'm going to do partial stairs on all of those. So. Partial stairs that'll go into, they will go into like black abstracts to denote like this is, descending into a different map. I just want to try and do as much of this landscaping as I can in the beginning, as it will make my life easier later. It's always good to do this stuff first, because you start placing assets, and then you start using your brush, and all those assets you place go away. Now you're just like doubling the amount of time you need to work on stuff, and it's not always the most fun, so. The little cusps, so that they should probably start at the top. I can just place them all down as straight as I can, and then, dang it, and then I will pop them out so that you can see the design. 4. Undo that last move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty close. So there's just a little bit of gap there. I'm going to leave it because I don't want to play around with it too much. As long as that's all good, we're happy. Here I go spending far too much time on this map. Uh, 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 uh. I'm gonna put all these out as just like markers. Should be able to hide that one down there for now. Hopefully it doesn't cause me too much grief. Grief. There we are. That's the word I'm looking for. See how that's still in 0.8? 5.8, but there's like so much space to play with there. It's like the difference between like the land coming through your the asset. Rockin' and rollin'. Let's see. Make sure we get our pattern right first, because I might not be able to grab some of these pieces. Ah, see, now I can't grab it. That's the one I wanted. I also can't grab that one. So sad. There we are. Put that one in because I'm missing it. One, two, three, four, five. Six. Seven. So I don't have to count anymore. 8. 9. Oh, it got so quiet. I just want to end on this last stairway so I know I'm started. I know what I want to do next and what I got to accomplish next. Here we are. Immaculate. I still got to actually like do something in this room up here, so we'll figure that out. Save it. And let's see, Ronnie over there on Dungeon Alchemist Discord was interested in a pirate ship or a boat or a map that is a boat. So yeah, I mean, I'll bring up what I have made. I definitely would recommend going and digging through the community workshop, as I found this idea from the community workshop. This isn't my own idea. But I took the idea and I made it my own. So um, inspiration is key in Dungeon Alchemist, and there's so many map makers to kind of key into to see what everybody's doing. It's a great time. So let's see, old pirate ship. So here you see a pirate ship. It's made in the format of someone called it a Merrimack. It's a certain type of boat. I kind of just went with the shape that I was given and rolled with it. Things to note is we do have one really nice. We have an actual room here. Is what we have. So this is like actual functionable. You can put doors on it. You can put windows on it. So what we did is we raised up a piece of land here, and like we set the room height of the map really high, and we built this small little room, and then pulled everything down. Similar how on the last map you saw how I sucked the ground into the room I have above it. It makes it a really sharp like 90-degree angle. And then you're gonna need a lot of hand placed assets. I really like using these two as your floorboards. Um, there's other planks that work, but I thought those have good shape. Railings. This is just a ton of assets, thrown on top of each other, to kind of hide and make it come to life. So I'll just start like tearing it apart. These are black abstracts. These are freestanding walls that I made small so they look like shutters. If I could ever grab the side of the wall. Ropes. We use connected poles. You can make ropes. You just gotta be smart about where the triggers are. You see how the rope keeps getting grabbed. I mean, now you can finally see how this is just like a landmass that I covered up, and I'm really trying to get into. There we go. Into the ship. So you can see underneath this. I guess I could also just be deleting stuff too. You see how I just like use these very large planks, snuck them all down in, and then let your imagination kind of take over the rest of the map. So we'll come to this other side. Like if you zoom out and you're looking at it like this, it really does have almost the shape that you're looking for the bottom of a boat. You just imagine that it kind of cones underneath it, right? So it's not perfect, and there's definitely this spot right here, which I would say this is the one spot that me as the map designer would love to have any type of item or asset that could just make this look curved. But what you see here is the bow of the ship, and that's really where a lot of the struggle comes into. But if you get cute about how you angle your platforms here and just have them run into the bow of this really large boat you see here, which is literally just this rowboat blown up, right? So essentially, to make this build, what you're going to want to do is set your map with room height to the max, as high as you can go. Make yourself a cute little cubby room, the captain's quarters, whatever you want it to be, right? And then in most cases, a deck would be coming shooting off of this. I put a deck and then a door that leads down to an imaginary bottom of the ship. Um, this is just like a wagon wheel that I turned into a steering wheel on the boat. So there's a helm, um, like a little stair drop there, just to give it some shape. And then this is like kind of like the storage key. I put some black abstracts and make it look like there's a storage down there with the crane. So you can add features like here and there, however you see fit. This is of course like the what's it called, the anchor winch, which is just some hammers hidden into a sewing table, I believe, or a pottery table. So, anyways, as I digress, make your captain's room up high, maximum height. Take your terrain brush, sink this in, lower the ground as much as you can so that's nice and sharp. You see that's nice and square, the ground. And then grab yourself a rowboat, or honestly, I mean, you could do a shape from any other of the boats, really. The canoe probably would make a good boat, more of like a sailboat, like a 15-footer, like a 30-foot sailboat, something like that, right? I like the flat back end of the rowboat. You can definitely go and get some assets. And then sales were kind of at a bust, so I normally just go no sales because it's like the roof's off. You could Some people have taken this and like sunken this in or hidden the bottom, so it looks like it's the sail of the ship. You get really nice ropes with these if you manage to pull this off. So you see how these ropes come all the way down into it. It looks actually pretty good. Um, what's another thing that I used? Doesn't look good when you're doing really, really big ones, but it looks good for like models and like smaller ships, like in a port that are like tertiary to the map. But you take a scroll and you can make it big, and then kind of just like sink it into it a little bit. Now it looks like almost like they got the sail rolled up. Um, so yeah, you're definitely gonna have to get crafty, get creative, take some assets, hide them inside of each other. Be creative. Like, don't look at this bench as a bench. Look at it as like a square piece of wood, and four of them together, make a little cubby that I can put these extra bonus sails in, which are just sewing cloths that have been blown up and painted white. So, there's a whole bunch of ways you can work around to make this, and a pirate ship build is 100% a workaround. Now, caveat, I feel like if you wanted to do a different style, there is a world where you could say build your now currently, because we have Magic Patch. It gets not out of the the blue to maybe do like something like your own ship, right? You could do a room. We'll just do it like this for quicksies. Now the room height on this map is set really high, so you'd have to change the room height. But if you wanted to say go here, go to half walls, don't go to fences. add, like this could be the railing of your ship, something planky. Now we have the deck of the ship. And so with the auto features now, depending on what the shape of the boat you want, like you can go and you can literally put like a money pit in here now. Like you can do, instead of what I had where I had to cheese all this other stuff, like I have a literal pit of gold. Like you could do a literal any of the pits. Put this down, right? And then we'll take some more wood. And just to be quick about it. Bada bing, right? Now we have a second floor to the ship. Look at that. There's your cargo hold. Looks much better than before. It looks like there's like a little door outlet. You could cover that up as much as you want. You could leave the lamp in there, but now you get lighting down there, which is so like that with the lighting effect is much cooler than my trick of the eye with just some abstracts in here. See these black abstracts? See the difference? So there's so many ways you can do everything in Dungeon Alchemist, which I think is key to kind of consider. Um, it's really what you want, how do you want it to look. Like I mean, here you go. You got the front of your ship. If you could find a way to get it out on a piece of wood, maybe you could just do this instead. You have a gold, whatever this is called. Something like this, something crazy, like the feature on the front of the ship. Play with it, have fun with it, figure it out. Yeah, so that's pretty much all the tips I have for making a pirate ship. And there's many, 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 many ways you can go about it. I would go on to Steam Workshop so that you could also maybe get some more inspiration. It might give you a better idea for the type of ship you're trying to make. The first ship that I saw was a very long, dark mahogany boat that was like very royal and very like affluent. It looked like it was like the senator's boat or the mayor's boat, right? And this boat was more of like a private frigate of just like some pirates that make their way in the world. It wasn't like a very nice pristine boat of the empire or of the like the English trade, uh, whatever it's called. So I changed the look. I went for this nice tan, this off-colored tan. Um, in like this like wood, like washed wood look, as opposed to like this dark mahogany on the whole ship. But then I wanted to have some nice shutters up in the captain's quarters, so there's that. But yeah, I hope that helps, Ronnie. I'll post this VOD. I guess this is neither here nor there. I'll just tell you that in chat. But um, yeah, I think that's it for me today, everybody. Thank you for those who did join and showed up and appreciate my maps, appreciate my work. It's always a pleasure. I'm again spending too much time on the DAM challenge, but hopefully I shall be fine and dandy. So take it easy, bye bye, and take care.